Hi guys, I'm back again today with another reaction video, and today we're checking out 10 insane facts about the NBA that may just blow your mind. So I'm really intrigued to see what these are. So before we start, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell button, and let's go straight into the video.
During the early days of the NBA, things were, different. Not a whole lot of high-flying dunks. Actually, there were no dunks whatsoever. No three-pointers, dribbling that looks like it belongs in a circus act, and some of the wildest shots you'll ever see in your life. And one of the early pioneers of this young NBA was a player named Joe Fulks. Now, Fulks was a bad man. One of the NBA's first superstars, was the first scoring leader in NBA history, and had even scored 63 points in a single game, an NBA record at the time and one that stood for over a decade. If one thing was for certain, it was that Joe was gonna shoot a shot, and no one was gonna stop him, even if they should have. Because Joe's single game scoring record is not the only NBA record that he broke throughout his 8-year career. In a regular season game in 1948, Joe Fulks broke the NBA record for the most missed shots in a single game. A record that still stands to this day, and a record that will probably never be broken. See, here is some all-time NBA greats and the most missed shots they've ever accumulated in one game. Only a few greats have missed less than 20 shots in a single game. Steph had a game where he missed 21 shots. LeBron has missed 23 shots in a game. Michael Jordan has missed 27 shots in a single game. Kobe crossed the 30 threshold once in his entire career. And Wilt Chamberlain tops every all-time great with a whopping 37 missed shots in one game. And then there's Joe Fulks, who in 1948 missed 42 shots in a single NBA game. LeBron, Steph, and Durant have all never even attempted 42 shots in a single game in their entire careers. But Joe was built different. 99 problems and a field goal percentage ain't one, because Joe also holds the 2nd, 5th, 6th, and 10th spots for the most missed shots in a single NBA game. And this is just one of many insane NBA facts you have to see to believe.
That's crazy.
Really excited to announce the sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp.
It's very, if you need somebody to talk to for mental health, then check out BetterHelp. But if not, then let's move on. But everybody does. You don't have to go through something. It's kind of like a gym for your brain.
You're an athlete who's struggling with the pressure of performance. Maybe you're entering a new phase in your life and feel a bit, and it can be an environment at your network. You just feel as little as with an
BetterHelp always
Jimmy that featured a 39-year-old. Back in 2002, Gatorade shot a commercial that featured a 39-year-old Michael Jordan going one-on-one with a younger version of himself. This commercial was first aired during Super Bowl 36 in front of millions of viewers, and to this day remains one of the most iconic sports commercials of all time. But what people didn't realize at the time was that the athlete that played the young version of MJ was actually a 22-year-old Jamal Crawford. Despite entire articles being written about the commercial itself, Crawford was never truly credited for his role. But in a recent interview on the Dan Patrick Show, Jamal talked about his role on set.
Were you in the Gatorade commercial with Jordan?
I was.
You played the, how old were you? You played the younger Jordan, the Bulls version of Jordan, and he's with the Wizards?
Absolutely. I was 22, I believe, and I was the younger version. And I'm like, okay, what's the lines? He's like, no lines. Let's just talk. Let's play one-on-one. I'm like, there's no lines. Like, so I start reaching for the ball. He's like, you reach, I teach. Right? And he's kind of, I'm going off of his flow. I'm like, okay, am I playing? I'm trying to play like me. I'm trying to play, just play.
After taking an extended hiatus from the game, Magic Johnson returned to the NBA in the 1995-1996 season to play for the Lakers one last time. His return didn't last long, and he retired for good in June of 1996. You want to know what else happened in June of 1996? The Lakers acquired some 17-year-old kid named Kobe Bryant and signed superstar Shaquille O'Neal, which means NBA fans were one season away from seeing a trio of Magic, Shaq, and Kobe all on the same team, a decision that would have changed the entire timeline of the NBA. Now, for younger NBA fans, it feels like LeBron has been around since pretty much the dawn of time. In fact, for a lot of fans of the NBA, they've never seen a league without LeBron James. And
I
that's
wouldn't
because
know.
LeBron has been in the NBA for longer than he hasn't been in the NBA.
Oh, wow.
I know, that sounds a bit weird, so let me explain. LeBron was 18 years and 303 days old when he was drafted into the NBA.
Damn.
And as of today, LeBron has been in the NBA for 19 years and
Old man.
48 days. LeBron has been in the NBA for the majority of his life,
yeah.
and the majority of most of our lives. But he
Damn.
still has a few years to go before he reaches the ultimate NBA sage status that Vince Carter obtained a few seasons ago. By the time Vince retired, the span of his NBA career made up an absurd 30% of all seasons in NBA history. The man was a part of nearly a third of the NBA's entire existence. And throughout his career, he faced thousands of players, including not one, not two, not three, or four, or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, but 12 father-son duos in the NBA. Yes,
Wow.
you heard that correctly.
I
Vince
didn't
Carter
know
was
this
in
was
the
happening.
NBA for so long that he played the father and the son of 12 different NBA families. Now, if you had to guess which player has the highest offensive rating in NBA history, who would you guess?
I
Jordan,
cannot tell
LeBron?
you. I cannot tell you. I don't even know what that means to begin with. So this is interesting.
Rating in NBA history, who would you guess? Jordan, LeBron, Steph, maybe Shaq or Kareem, maybe even throw in a wild card guess like Jokic or Giannis. Well, it really doesn't matter, because I can guarantee with 100% certainty your guess is wrong. No offense, it's just that the current record holder is literally the last guy you would expect, because the all-time leader for offensive rating is Rudy Gobert. Rudy
I don't know him.
Gobert. For perspective, LeBron is 43rd all-time at 116. Steph, Durant, and MJ are all very close with career offensive ratings of about 117. And Rudy Gobert, the offensive juggernaut, tops every player in NBA history with an offensive rating of 127.4. Some advanced stats are really good. Not quite sure if this is one of them. Now, a better advanced stat is game score. It's by no means some perfect stat that'll tell you everything you need to know, but it does do a solid job at summarizing the efficiency and production of a single player on a game-to-game basis. From this stat, we can find out what is generally considered a good game and what is considered a bad game from a statistical standpoint. And according to this stat, anything less than a game score of 10 is a relatively bad game for a good player. And if we use this information as the standard metric, then the NBA record for the longest streak of games without a single bad game was set by Michael Jordan from December of 1987 to February of 1990.
Oh, wow.
That's a streak of 183 games in a row without a single bad game.
What?
That's nearly 2.5 seasons straight of good basketball without a single bad game along the way. The next closest good game streak was set by Shaq from November of 1996 to April of 1999, a span of 152 games. LeBron had a streak of 132 games. Karl Malone had 2 streaks that lasted over 100 games. And to be honest, I don't see this record getting broken anytime soon, since the longest active streaks of good games in the NBA come from Nikola Jokic with 98 games, Joel Embiid with 68 games, and Giannis Antetokounmpo with 44 games. But there's a current streak of games by an active NBA player that has set an NBA record that will never, ever be broken. More unattainable than Wilt's 100-point single-game record or Stockton's career assist record is LeBron's streak of regular season games with double-digit scoring. Now, some of you are probably familiar with the streak, but to understand the sheer insanity of this record, we need to take a deeper look into the numbers. Right now, LeBron's active streak of games scoring at least double-digit points is 1,096 games. The last time LeBron failed to score at least 10 points in a regular season game was all the way back on January 6th, 2007.
Oh, wow.
That's 15 years ago. To put this absurd streak into perspective, there are only six active NBA players who have played at least 1,096 games in their entire NBA career. But to really grasp the magnitude of this streak, here's a chart of the longest double-digit scoring streaks in NBA history. Just making it into the triple digits is an accomplishment reserved for only the best players of all time. Stephen Curry's longest streak of 97 games doesn't even make it on this list. Giannis had a streak of 116 games, Dirk had a streak of 190, Shaq had a streak of 245 games, Wilt Chamberlain and Kobe Bryant, two of the most gifted scorers of all time, had streaks of 220 and 211 games. But to crack the top 10, we have to go all the way past 400 games. James Harden had a streak of 450 games, Kevin Durant had a streak of 562, Karl Malone had a streak of 575 games, and with the top 3 streaks of all time are Kareem with 787, Michael Jordan with 866, and LeBron James with 1,096.
Crazy.
The gap between LeBron and everyone else is a massive void. But what if we only include active streaks of double-digit scoring games on this chart? Well, then it would look like this. The next closest streak held by Luka Doncic with 167 games. Luka would have to score double-digit points in every game while playing at least 70 games a season until the 2035 NBA season to even come within reaching distance of this streak. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is an unbreakable record and an NBA fact you had to see to believe.
Now
Hope you all enjoyed. And as always, until next time.
Whoa. That's... oh wow. Okay, I was thinking... yeah, this type of videos, when you get into them, they're all bull crepes, right? I don't want to say the word. So anyways, I was thinking, yeah, they're just going to give us some lame facts that it was common sense or something. But actually, they were giving us stats. They were giving us stats, and that is really, really interesting. I like that. Let me know if there's other videos like this that you want me to check out or anything else down in the comment section down below. If you like this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.